the talk was written before this game started. No Houston, no Collingwood. No Goey, no Collingwood. No Schultz, no Collingwood. Too old and slow, they said, but maybe the real story was who was in. Because on Friday night at the AO, Sidebottom reminded us all that class never ages, and the Magpies, they looked every bit of the flag threat as they're meant to be. This wasn't just a win, it was a reminder that Collingwood aren't in a rebuild, they reload. Let's break it all down in this episode of Quick Kicks. Collingwood came in to gather round with a weakened lineup and walked away, as they often do at the Adelaide Oval, with a 31-point win. Winning 16 goals, 13 for 109, playing Sydney Swans 12 goals, 6. And the margin tells the story. From the opening bounce, the Pies looked sharper. Sydney did open strong, kicking 3 of the first 4 goals. But from there, Collingwood finished the quarter with a surge of 3 and then took control. It was the midfield brigade. Sidebottom, Nick Daicos, Ned Long dominated at the contest. Sidebottom, 28 touches, 13 score involvements, constantly keeping himself on the outside, allowing the hard work from Nick Daicos and Ned Long to have an outlet. Daicos himself had a tag from James Jordan, but got away from him. 34 touches, 9 tackles himself, 9 clearances. He was unstoppable at times. And Neddy Long, 29 touches, stepped up like you have to do when you're a mid-season draftee, and really was a plug-in-play type player. The Pies were slick, they were physical, they attacked in numbers and defended in numbers, and the 6-goal second quarter really made this game a non-contest. Sydney were on the ropes and they never looked back. Up forward, not only in the midfield was the spread, there was also impact and spread in that forward half of the ground. Elliott, Hill and Myercheck kicking 3 goals apiece. Bo McQuarrie, a constant outlet at half forward, really allowing the midfield to always have an entry point. 2 goals himself, relentless pressure. And Moore, Quaynor and Maynard really did shut the gate when any entries came in. Sydney stayed within striking distance thanks to some exceptional work from Isaac Heaney and being deadly in front of goal. But the Swans were missing key players. Golden's absence really does showcase that transitional threat, and Joel and Marty going off incredibly early with a hammy didn't help them with a target up top. It was Collingwood's 10th win on the bounce at AO, their 4th straight for 2025, and it sent a message: write the Pies off at your peril. Let's look at the tactical insights of this game. Well, Collingwood, they won that territory, tempo and pressure battle. This wasn't just a battle of skill, it's a clear contrast in the gaming styles itself. Collingwood play with a system that is so controlled. Sydney tried to match up with them with grind and grit, but the Pies structure is just superior defensively and attacking. From a tactical standpoint, they control the possession, and that mid-forward half connection is elite. Despite being down on key playmakers, they don't panic and their system pays off. Their kick-to-handball ratio being 1 to 131, showing a willingness to take territory and trust, not overuse it and not be frantic, be methodical and effective, but then also look for them handball overlap runs when the ball is there. 17.3 metres gained per touch from their 363 disposals. They weren't just sharing it around for stats. It's very direct. They're looking to take ground. They're looking for the territory game. And then 29 scoring shots from their 55 inside 50s, 52.7%. That is efficiency. Their ability to turn entries into scores, mark of a system that is humming. Even without Schultz and Goey, they found multiple avenues to goal with Hill, Myercheck, Elliott, McQuarrie, but also their ability to change the angles and lock it in the forward half so they can have a break. And then the domination from stoppage, 49 points from stoppage, 59 from turnovers. Their balance is crucial. It means they're really well-rounded. It's a real well-balanced side. It's not just winning at the coalface. They capitalise on opposition mistakes, but they can also slingshot from the back half. They've got it all. Their midfield setup is incredibly well-balanced. Nick Daicos works the outside of congestion. Sidebottom doing it really far as the outlet. And then Long and Co getting in the guts with Pendlebury. The wing roles really are disciplined. Their defensive 6-held structure really allowing them to reset and reuse the possessions very quickly. Sydney, it's real hustle without punch, really. And you can see the structural importance of players like Goulden. Chad Warner was kind of absent this game, and the kick-to-handball ratio shows 1.20, suggesting a heavy reliance on the handball chains. And then when you compare that with less metres gained than Collingwood for their touches, only 16.808 for them per disposal, meaning slightly more of the ball, but few damaging chains. When you look, they had more touches. This tells you that they're overusing it and struggle to find clean exits and clean outlets for them to make hay. 25 scoring shots from 56, 44%. Solid, but it's lacking cohesion. And when there's no Papley, there's no Amata, you really saw this here, that McCartin, he got swung forward late just to show how desperate they were for a target. And McLean, they're not quite that A-star type forwards. And then 0 scores from centre bounces. That's enormous. When you've got Grundy, who rucked quite well this game, the disconnect between their ruck and their midfield and their forward line was a real issue. And the ease of which Collingwood shortened the ground and make them just have to kick to contests was really apparent. And then when you look at the stoppage numbers, 25 points against Collingwood's 49. The gap on this source shows how they were really, really stifled. They were strangled at times. Collingwood won this through shape, structure and discipline. Sydney, they couldn't match it across the 4 quarters, and it showed in the end on the scoreboard. Let's look at who the standout players were. Timeless Steele Sidebottom, 28 touches, the 13 scoring involvements. His ability to keep himself out wide, his ability to make himself available, led the midfield in tempo and voice, vintage Steele. Nick Daicos, 34 touches, 9 clearances, 9 tackles. Controlled and hunted the footy. And also his defence was really elite. He's really building that defensive repertoire, and his two-way running is spectacular. When he's on, it's amazing. And then Ned Long, 29 touches, 6 tackles, the 10 score involvements in himself, a heartbeat performance, a breakout performance, clean, tough and effective. He was crucial in this, really, really allowing themselves to have someone to work off who was doing the hard yakka to allow Nick and co to do their sexy stuff. For Sydney, Isaac Heaney, 28 touches, the 8 clearances, the 2 goals. He was a constant threat throughout, working really hard. He just didn't have enough people with him. But one thing with Isaac, this was probably his best game of the year, and it really just showcased that when the best players are here, they've got a real good chance. I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can build on this. When Goulden's back particularly, and when Chad Warner is probably more impactful, this will be a really good one to watch. Tom Hanley, 2 goals, constant menace throughout, really is that extra stopgap player. He dished out a dime as well. I like the fact that they've got something there as a conduit at midfield forward. He works really hard up the ground. Usually that's Tom Papley, but I thought he could hold his head up quite high in this game. He really did run tirelessly at times, often ignored as well in the options there from him. And the other one is James Rowbottom. I thought he was really strong. 10 tackles, 22 touches, 7 clearances. Defensive heartbeat of this midfield. Did his job just like the support. Needs more around him, but a real positive sign from him. So let's take the quick kicks out of this. Collingwood's depth is super scary. No Goey, no Houston, no problem. Still absolutely dominant. 109 points, winning by 31. Sidebottom is a constant menace. Someone's going to have to take away that outlet ball. Daicos, he's just finding the ball. He's in ominous form. Definitely Sydney lack that synergy in that midfield. It's a good midfield, but it lacks the punch at the minute. They're not getting the ball spread. Goulden is a big miss. And Ned Long could be a little bit of a find there for them, really allowing them. And Collingwood's forward line is elite. Good spread, really huge impact. This wasn't just about who wasn't there, it was about who was. Collingwood got the job done. They built momentum fast. And for Sydney, they need to regroup and reload. But right now, Collingwood look a contender, and we expected it, but they look like they're there. Drop a like, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time for another Quick Kicks.